What's up, guys? My name is TechnoTuner, and we're back again. Today, we're taking a look at Blitzclique Angelechy. This deck is very fun. It's had a lot of good capability here in allowing Blitzclique to go from being a going second only deck from the way it has felt to more of a going first and going second deck to where you can swap in between and which way you want to play depending on the cards that you get. While Blitzclique has a lot of good capabilities of popping up to 4 cards during your opponent's turn through Crackle and Whisker, you have the other cards such as the Angelechy monsters that can limit your opponent from activating a certain amount of card effects off of Shatranga. You burn them off of Destrier, or you can also incorporate other cards in the actual package to further build your board utilizing either the Fallen of Albaz cards or anything else along those lines, as you can have 4 extra slots in the deck to further help board break. While this deck does offer up a lot of good capability, I wanted to bring it to you today as another option for a Blitzclique version of a deck. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and hop right into our main deck and take a look at what we're working with. So, starting off with our main deck, we're starting with 3 Surge Blitzclique. You can reveal this card in your hand, then target one monster on the field, destroy it. And if you do, special summon Thunder monster from your hand. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon effect monsters except from the hand. If another card is destroyed by a card effect while this card is in the main monster zone, except during damage step, you can add 1 Blitzclique monster from your deck to your hand, except Surge Blitzclique. You can only use each effect of Surge Blitzclique once per turn. This card is very good as our generic searcher for our Blitzcliques, but it's also a really good monster pop in general and starter. The next card that we play is the Blitzclique hand trap, basically, which is Crackle Blitzclique. During your opponent's turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, quick effect, you can reveal this card in your hand, destroy that monster, and if you do, special summon Thunder monster from your hand. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot summon effect monsters except from the hand. If another card or cards is destroyed by a card effect, while this card is in the monster zone, except during damage step, you can send 1 Blitzclique spell or trap from your deck to the graveyard. You can only use each effect of Crackle Blitzclique once per turn. This card is very beneficial as it does function more as a hand trap within the actual engine itself, and it gives you an additional pop. Now, this is a bit controversial. I am currently playing 2 Whisker Blitzclique. You can play it at 3, but I'm playing 2 as it does feel good when you have it. But if you have too many of it, in my case where I kept drawing into 3, it can really slow you down if you don't have a way to pop a card off of a Blitzclique effect to get it going. But during the turn, a card or cards was destroyed by your Blitzclique card effect. Quick effect, you can reveal this card in your hand, special summon up to 3 Thunder monsters from your hand, and you can destroy up to that many cards on the field. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon effect monsters except from the hand. When a monster effect is activated except in the hand, quick effect, you can return 1 other Thunder monster you control to the hand, negate the activation. If you do, destroy that monster. You can only use each effect of Whisker Blitzclique once per turn. Even being a 3K beater, it's very beneficial nonetheless, just as a further interruption. Then, of course, we're playing the 2 Green Blitzclique. You can reveal this card in your hand, target 1 spell or trap on the field, destroy it, and if you do, special summon Thunder monster from your hand. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon effect monsters except from the hand. If another card or cards is destroyed by a card effect while this card is in the monster zone, except during damage step, you can add 1 Blitzclique spell or 1 Hideout in the Sky column from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Green Blitzclique once per turn. This basically turns it into more of a very interactive deck, being able to allow you to pop spells and traps, which can be problematic during your turn, and if your opponent has anything set, it can further hinder them. Following that up, we're playing the 1 Emmy Blitzclique, which is basically the poplar of the deck. If this card is added from your hand, or add to your hand except by drawing it, so from graveyard, deck, wherever, you can reveal this card, then target 1 card in the field and destroy it. And if you do, special summon Thunder monster from your hand. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon effect monsters except from the hand. If another card or cards is destroyed by card effect while this card is in the monster zone, except during damage step, you can add 1 Blitzclique trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Emmy Blitzclique once per turn. It's just basically a really good card in general and very good extender. Now, as for some of the Angelechy monsters, we are playing 2 Witness of the Ancient. If you have a Synchro monster in your field or graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can place up to 3 Synchro monsters with different names from your extra deck and or graveyard in your spell and trap zone as face-up continuous spells, and special summon Arc Token, Machine, Light Attack, 0, defense 0, with a level equal to the number placed. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except synchro monsters. You can only use each effect of Witness of the Ancients once per turn. It's basically just a way for us to get into our Angelechy combo, as it does allow us to place up to 3 synchro monsters with different names from our extra deck. So we can do a Destriera, Bastion, and a Shatranga, which can further get us online. Now, it can be ran at 1. I do run it at 2 because if it does get ripped out due to Cool Tune Rotary, or is it Clip? It's one of the two. Basically, if it gets ripped from the actual deck, it can slow you down and prevent you from really starting off as effectively. I mean, you have other ways of going into it, but it can help further extend into other things. Then up next, of course, I'm playing 2 Fallen of the White Dragon. This card is always treated as Fallen of Albaz. If this card is in your hand, you can send one monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz from your extra deck to the graveyard, special summon this card. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except level 8 or fusion or synchro monsters. If this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon an Ecclesia monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use each effect of Fallen of the White Dragon once per turn. Basically, it's just a starter extender, which of course gets us into our Ecclesia, the Virtuous. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Incredible Ecclesia, the Virtuous, once per turn this way. You can only use each of the following effects of Incredible Ecclesia, the Virtuous, once per turn. During the main phase quick effect, you can tribute this card, special summon 1 Sword Soul monster or 1 Fallen of Albaz from your hand or deck during the end phase. Or hand or deck. During the end phase of a fusion monster or monsters was sent to your graveyard this turn, you can add this card from the graveyard to your hand. Then, of course, we're playing the 1 Bestial Magnemite. This searches us the Fallen of White Dragon and a few of our hand traps, but you can target 1 light or dark monster in either graveyard, banish it, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. This is a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. If this card is special summoned, you can activate this effect during the end phase of this turn, add 1 dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, except Bestial Magnemite. You can only use each effect of Bestial Magnemite once per turn. It's just really good extension and helps us play around other hand traps as well. Then, of course, for the hand traps, we're playing 3 Phydralis Harmonia, 3 Molcharmi Fualos, and then, of course, the 2 Droll Lockbird. I'll move this over here so you guys can actually see them, but basically it's pretty simple. It's just Phydralis Harmonia is our further extender to get additional pops. Draw and Lock is to prevent our opponent from drawing. And then Molcharmi Fualos is because most players are playing with an extra deck, not from special summoning from hand. Basically, depending on your matchup, you swap the Fualos for Perulia. But this can give you further access to your engine by drawing into it. These are all the monsters I'm currently playing in the main deck, but it does work pretty well. I was playing this with some friends this past week and had some really good results. But let's go ahead and hop right into our spells and traps. Hopping right into our spells and traps, of course, we're going to be starting off with 3 Hideout in the Sky Column. Monsters controlled that were normal or special summoned from the hand gain 500 attack and defense. You can only use each of the following effects of Hideout in the Sky Column once per turn. During your main phase, you can special summon Mech Beast Token, Machine Earth, level 6, attack 2000, defense 2000 to your opponent's field. And if you do, add 1 Blitzclique monster from your deck to your hand. If a card is destroyed by your Blitzclique's card effect while this card is in your graveyard, except during damage step, you can add this card to your hand. It's really beneficial, gets you started, especially for turn 1 plays, and can help be a further extender if you need to. We're following that up with 3 Blitzclique Breakaway. Place 1 Blitzclique Continuous Trap from your deck face up on your field. Return 1 Thunder monster you control to the hand and target 1 card on the field and destroy it. If a card is destroyed by your Blitzclique's card effect while this card is in your graveyard, except during damage step, you can add this card to your hand. You can only use each effect of Blitzclique Breakaway once per turn. That's all the Blitzclique spells I'm currently playing. Now, going back to the whole monster, where we're playing Witness of the Ancients, you can cut that down to 1 and run 1 Stepped Leader. That can further help with recovery a little bit more, but that is personally up to you. But aside from that, moving on to the other cards, we're playing 2 Angelechy Problem. Once per turn, you can discard 1 spell or trap, special summon 1 level 2 Angelechy monster from your extra deck, and if you do, place 1 Angelechy monster from your extra deck to your spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous spell. If a face-up Angelechy monster cards you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can return 1 Angelechy monster card you own from your spell and trap zone to the extra deck, then special summon it. so giving you further capability to get a boss monster on the board a lot faster. For the next spell, we're playing 3, the Fallen and the Virtuous. This card is always treated as a branded and Dogmatica card. Activate one of these effects. Send one monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz from your extra deck to the graveyard, then target one face-up card in the field and destroy it. If you have an Ecclesia monster in your field or graveyard, target one monster in either graveyard, special summon it from to your field. You can only activate one Fallen and a Virtuous per turn. It's basically just an additional pop, but it also allows us to utilize our extra deck as further materials. As for the traps, of course, we're playing the 1 Blitzclique Alternator. Monsters your opponent controls lose 300 attack and defense for each Thunder monster you control. You can only use each of the following effects of Blitzclique Alternator once per turn. You can shuffle one other Blitzclique card from your hand or face-up field into the deck. Add one Thunder monster with a different name from your deck to your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Blitzclique spell, or one Hideout in the Sky column from your deck to your hand. It's very beneficial to allow you to cycle back cards from your board or hand to get further extension, or if you're playing the Ryo, just allowing you to get that. For the Angelechy traps, we're playing in 3 Angelechy opening to E4. If your opponent goes first, you can also activate this card from your hand during the standby phase of their first turn. Place one Angelechy field spell from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up on the field, and if you do, special summon one level 2 or 7 Angelechy monster from your extra deck to the extra monster zone. And if you do that, place one Angelechy monster from your extra deck in your spell and trap zone as a face up continuous spell. Until the end of your next turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except synchro monsters. Basically synchro locking you, but that's perfectly fine because usually we're not even getting to the extra deck depending on our hand or board state. Then, of course, we're playing the 1 Angelechy Disturbance. Give control of one Angelechy monster you control to your opponent until the end phase. Then if your opponent controls face-up cards in its adjacent monster zones and or spell and trap zones, their effects are negated. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Angelechy spell or trap from your deck to your hand except Angelechy Disturbance. You can only use each effect of Angelechy Disturbance once per turn. So basically, turning it into a trap way to hand your opponent the pawn or whatever monster and basically trigger its effect, but also negate some effects in response as well. Can further help slow down your opponent, but also gives you further access to getting into your other Angelechy monsters, which can help you in the long run and allow you to seal out the game a lot faster. That's all the spells and traps I'm currently running. Let's go ahead and hop right into our extra deck and see what we're working with. As for our extra deck, we're going to go ahead and start this off with 2 Albion the Branded Dragon. The only effect that we really care about for this card is during the end phase. If this card is in the graveyard because of Center this turn, you can add to your hand or set one branded spell or trap from your deck. You can only use each effect of Albion the Branded Dragon once per turn, basically giving us further capability to set a Fallen and the Virtuous from our deck, can further help us set up board breaking capabilities there. Next, we're playing 1 Ecclesia and the Dark Dragon. 1 tuner or 1 or more non-tuners. During the main phase, quick effect, you can banish this card until the end phase, and if you do, special summon Fallen of Albaz or 1 level 4 or lower monster that mentions it from your deck or graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 level 8 fusion monster in your graveyard or banishment and 1 card on the field. Shuffle both of those cards and this card into the deck. You can only use each effect of Ecclesia the Dark Dragon once per turn. Basically giving you further cases for further recursion and being able to break boards. Next, we're playing 1, the 3 Champions of Sword Soul. 1 level 4 tuner and 1 or more non-tuners. If this card is synchro summoned, you can add 1 level 4 or 1 level 8 spellcaster monster whose attack equals its own defense from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can target 1 face-up card in the field, negates effects. Then if an Ecclesia monster or Fallen of Albaz is in your graveyard, you can destroy that card. You can only use each effect of the 3 Champions of Sword Soul once per turn. It works as a really good extender, but also as another function to get you a negation and pop on the board as well. With it being a 2500 beater, it is very beneficial as well. As for the other monsters that we're playing 1 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. We're basically not synchro summoning this the normal way. Of course, we're utilizing the Ultimate Tzolk'in, but we're basically using it as a monster negate so we can get some Nibiru protection if we need it. Speaking of Ultimate Tzolk'in, we have the 1 copy that we're running as well. We're next going to be utilizing the Glitch Clutch Null Gainer as our way into Ultimate Tzolk'in with the Witness of the Ancient. If this card is synchro summoned, you can add 1 level 8 or higher monster with 0 attack from your deck to your hand. You can target 1 monster with 0 attack in a graveyard, special summon it, but negates effects. Also, it cannot be used as Fusion, Synchro, Exceeds, or Link Summon. You can only use each effect of Glitch Clutch Null Gainer once per turn. So basically being able to get a body back out on board can really help you a lot, because by utilizing it, you are sending the cards to the graveyard for Ultimate Tzolk'in, because cannot be sync or summon, must be special summon from your extra deck by sending 2 level 5 or higher monsters you control with the same level to the graveyard, 1 tuner, 1 or more non-tuner. Once per turn, when a spell or trap is set on your field, except during damage step, you special summon 1 Power Tool Synchro Monster or 1 level 7 or 8 Dragon Synchro Monster from your extra deck while you control another Synchro Monster. Monsters cannot target this card for attacks. Also, another player can target with card effects. So basically, utilizing Glitch Clutch Null Gainer and Witness of the Ancients, we have free access to Ultimate Tzolk'in. Now, as for the Angelechy lineup, of course, we're playing the 2 enlisted, which give us further access. 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner. You can target 1 opponent's monster in the card's adjacent column, banish it, then change control of this card by moving it to one of your opponent's main monster zones in this card's adjacent columns. If the control of this face-up card changes, return this card to the extra deck. Then the owner of this card can special summon 1 Angelechy monster from their extra deck. You can only use each effective Angelechy enlisted once per turn. It's further just a way to get you into other bodies, but following that up, we're playing 2 Angelechy Destrier. You can target 1 monster in another column, banish it, and if this card is placed in a spell and trap zone as a continuous spell, you can add 1 Angelechy spell from your deck to your hand. You can only use each of the preceding effects of Angelechy Destrier once per turn. While this card is treated as a continuous spell, each time your opponent activates a card or effect, inflict 500 damage to your opponent when it resolves. Next, of course, we're playing 2 Angelechy Bastion. 1 tuner, 1 plus 1 or more non-tuners. You can target 1 other card in this card's column, banish it, and if this card is placed in the spell and trap zone as a continuous spell, you can place 1 Angelechy Shatranga from your extra deck in your spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous spell. You can only use each of the preceding effects of Angelechy Bastion once per turn. While this card is treated as a continuous spell, other Angelechy cards on the field cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And then, of course, we have the king himself, Angelechy Shatranga. 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuners. You can target 1 monster your opponent controls, banish it, and if this card is placed in spell and trap zone as a continuous spell, you can add 1 Angelechy trap from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can only use each of the preceding effects of Angelechy Shatranga once per turn. While this card is treated as a continuous spell, your opponent can only attempt to activate up to 5 monster effects per turn, so making it even harder for your opponent to really break your board, let alone set up their own, because they have to maintain and manage their monster effects very well, because you usually have Bastion, which is Shatranga, up on the board, which can prevent them from really doing anything about it. Anyways, that's all I have for the actual extra deck. Let's hop in and talk a little bit more about the pros and cons of this deck. All right, so what are some pros and cons of the deck? Well, some pros of the deck is it does give the deck a little bit more consistency, gives it a little bit more opportunity to be modified, and it still feels just as good as playing the regular Blitzclique deck. Just pure Blitzclique, going second, break your opponent's board. But the additional pros of this is that it gives you turn 1 plays, gives you further capability to slow down your opponent and interact with them as well. You're not just popping cards, you can banish them. You can also slow them down by burning them or interacting with how many monster effects they can activate. Some cons? Well, you have to make sure you play your engines in the correct sequence, or you can prevent yourself from really being able to play at all. If you start off with the Blitzclique effects, you lock yourself from being able to utilize the branded cards, or even your Angelechy cards, which can really hurt you depending on the hand that you have. While Blitzclique does function very well as going as a blind second deck, this deck does have a lot of good capability and has a lot of good build up to it. Has a lot longer of a more stable ramp game versus the go second OTK strategy of the original pure Blitzclique. But the other thing as well is that it is a more of a mix mash of just 2 really good solid engines, if not 3, with the Fallen and the Virtuous package, to get you into a more stable build. Now, please feel free to edit this deck in any way, shape, or form you see it. Best fits your capability or your locals, Play Store, whatever. Basically, if you were to change some cards, and if I may recommend some, I know Hydraulis Harmonia is way too expensive for some people. You can supplement that with 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 3 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, or even 3 Dominus Purge, depending on what you have opportunities for. You can also supplement one of the Witness of the Ancients for a Blitzclique step leader, which can further help with some recovery as well. You can also fit in another one of the traps, which would be either Return Stroke or another Alternator. Now, if you don't have access to some of the background or, I don't know why I said background, extra deck cards such as the Ecclesia Dark Dragon and the don't have any extra Fallen into Virtuous. Some other cards you can run are Evenly Matched or not the Forbidden Chalice, or not Forbidden Chalice, the Forbidden Droplet. Those cards will give you further capability to basically break your board, but also give you the opportunity to send cards off your board in ways that could either avoid banishment or interaction with your opponent that your deck can't really keep up with. That gives you further playability and more options there. You can also supplement in 3 Raigeki as well that can help board break, but also trigger Blitzclique effects because a card was destroyed by Raigeki. While this deck is a lot of fun, I do encourage newer players to take the time, if they are trying to play this deck, and learn a little bit more about the combos, because it is a very intricate deck, but it is still a very fun deck nonetheless. With this deck, I did have a lot of fun. I managed to beat 3 out of my 4 friends with it, and it was a lot of fun with it when we were playing back and forth, as we got to see a lot more of the interesting aspects that you would normally not see with just pure Blitzclique, where you're just popping everything. Angelechy just gave me the full board capability of, oh crap, I went through my whole Blitzclique cards. I'm just now recycling back off of the Surge to bounce something back and pop during their turn, and vice versa. But being able to incorporate the Angelechy cards gave me the option to further push for further damage and seal out the OTK. This deck I have definitely enjoyed a lot of, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's deck profile nonetheless. If you did, please feel free to leave it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.